Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It's Friday, August 13th. Friday the 13th. Welcome one and all. We are back for another installment in your favorite cryptocurrency, all things financial markets, technical analysis, and more podcast. Yes, we are back. It's fun to close down this week. And man, looking back on it, decent week of price action, and indeed we're going into the weekend seemingly poised for greatness. Yesterday's pullback got gobbled up in the overnight session. Bitcoin up about 5% today from yesterday's lows. Not bad. And alt markets surging. Alt markets seem to be outperforming Bitcoin right now. Is this the beginning of the next grand Bitcoin super cycle, and our alts about to have another major season ahead, and sure feels like we're working up towards it. For us to discuss all of this TA and outlook and all, we have, well, at least one of our CC analysts with us this afternoon. Jason, not quite here yet. He says he's running a little late. We do have, of course, Alex Pearson to hold it down to this Friday here on the show. Alex, what's going on, buddy? Well, hello. What's happening, buddy?
It is a weird way to introduce someone, to say someone else's name first, but hello.
All right, indeed. Hello. Yes, we're kind of unorthodox on the show from time to time, this being one of them, but it's good to have you back, Alex. And yeah, how do you feel about this last week's of price action?
I'm very pleased.
Excellent.
It has alleviated much pain and misery in my life.
Yes, it
I don't
certainly
know about you guys.
it certainly does. It does feel good to wake up with the portfolio appreciated, about 20% in a week. About 20%, let's call it that. But let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. Got a couple news items here we're going to cover before we get into the audience shout out. Go ahead and do it. All right. This first piece, probably not going to dwell on too long. Just going to mention the headline. This is from Bean and Crypto. Total crypto market cap once again breaks 2 trillion. I think we teased this yesterday on the show. But yeah, of course, we we saw a major crash. Well, first off, we crested over 2 trillion for the first time earlier this year amidst the Q1 super rally. And of course, by May 19th, yes, we had a major correction. Everything dipped significantly. Well, guess what, guys? We have reclaimed the $2 trillion market cap across the crypto space. Certainly feels good. All right, take a look here. I think I gotta turn the music down just a touch. Seems a little loud. We'll get right into the next story. All right, let's try working like that. Hopefully audio levels are good. Mic coming in a little too loud, maybe a little bit. Let's turn me down just a touch. All right, much better. Hopefully Alex and I are in line and the music's not too loud. Let me know, guys. Feedback on audio levels, always appreciated in the chat. Let's go ahead and get into the next piece. This one is from the Bitcoinist, talking about how a survey shows 55% of the 100 world's top banks have exposure to Bitcoin and other crypto assets. More than half of the top 100 banks and are major investors in Bitcoin, digital assets, and blockchain technology-based firms. World's largest banks are reported growing rapidly in their involvement in the trending crypto blockchain companies. They get involved early and, of course, to reap the rewards later. Let's see here. This data comes from blockchain market intelligence firm Block Data, and they researched and reported on this whole matter. 55% of the top 100 banks by assets under management are already taking interest in the crypto sector. Of course, assets under management, a measure of market value of all financial assets a financial institution holds and controls. Let's see here. Basically, just reinforcing what we likely already know. The institutions have become arriving, and it's good to know that this is a trend that's likely only to increase. Man, I remember when the institutions are coming was one of the biggest talking points circulating in the crypto space when we were still a budding industry just a few years ago.
Well, the institutions did come in
It did.
2017, and they shorted us. I recall
Oh,
that distinctly.
yes, they certainly did. That was the dark side. That was the one side of the coin. Here is the other. They also pump your bags from time to time. In this case, see here. I thought it was maybe it's in the other article. Let's go ahead and keep checking the next piece here. That's it for this particular survey. All right, here's another item here from Bean and Crypto. Bitcoin mining difficulty spikes as fleeing miners settle. That's right, the mining difficulty has jumped again. I think it's the second jump since the massive rout in hash power following the Chinese mining exodus. So this is the second correction or difficulty adjustment to the upside, meaning that miners are in fact settling in different jurisdictions, and the balance is being restored to the mining force, I suppose, here. Let's see here. Bitcoin mining difficulty has spiked to, of course, 15.55 terahash in light of Bitcoin miners from China settling in more crypto-friendly climates. Earlier this year, the mining difficulty of Bitcoin took a dive, of course, after China announced their crackdown on much of what I already mentioned. All right, so the network, like I said, being restored to greatness. Let's go ahead and touch on this piece today. Yes, 71-year-old KISS legend Gene Simmons reveals how much he's gained so far as a Bitcoin hodler. All right, it's always nice to have a bit of a celebrity extolling your virtues on TV. In this case, this one is probably a boomer favorite of many. Let's see here. The 71-year-old boomer, yes, 71-year-old baby boomer, appeared on CNBC on Wednesday. That was yesterday. Oh, that was middle of the week. That's 2 days ago. In the interview, of course, he dominated, and he took the time to explain how he made a killing investing in cryptocurrencies from quite an early stage. Let's see, how early did Gene Simmons get into it? He described how he got involved. Apparently, he had a phone call and a sit down with Tyler Howard of Winklevoss, one of the Winklevoss twins, founder, of course, Gemini Cryptocurrency Exchange and Winklevoss Capital. Apparently, the call definitely turned him on. If it was after a short conversation, the Kiss singer went all big and invested millions in Bitcoin right when it was around $10,000, and he held the asset.
Never heard someone say went all big. I feel like Gene Simmons told this guy he went all in, and he misunderstood.
Yes, the phrasing could certainly use some work here. Went all big. I mean, I was hoping you wouldn't pick up on that. I just wanted to read past
I mean,
it.
it wasn't you. It was the article. I was like, you know,
It was indeed. Maybe something was lost in translation here, but indeed, he went all in. Well, I mean, all in. He diversified a tiny fraction of his amazing wealth. In this case, he got in around 10K. He held the asset to 64. Is this another one of these? Oh yeah, I got in at a perfect time and I sold the top stories. Maybe. Let's see here. His comments included. Okay, so he's down with the crypto lingo. Apparently, he says, "I'm what's called a hodler, HODLER, for those great unwashed masters who may not be educated. You have an inferred fiduciary to yourself." He joked. All right.
Gotta be a lost in translation thing.
Yeah, maybe. That's just what he mentioned on the show. He revealed that he believed in the long run, especially now that crypto, especially Bitcoin, was being accepted widely, and institutional investors such as Tesla are already taking note and joining the crypto bandwagon for good. The crypto enthusiast also said he had invested in about 14 other crypto assets. What else is Gene Simmons holding in this bag? Cardano, Polkadot, Uniswap, Ethereum, among others. All right, at least I know who helped pump the uni bags earlier this year. He faulted crypto critics, especially lawmakers, who, after having failed in perfecting the old monetary system, were engineering a scheme that, quote, to him, made no sense. In terms of taxation, he argued that cryptos are already digitally enabled to allow taxation. Damn, he's definitely covered all his bases, all the talking points on crypto. Quote, unfortunately, all you people who are duly elected in the government need to educate yourself. Any movement of any kind has a digital fingerprint, so you'll be able to tax everybody and make money, whereas if somebody out there sells a bar of gold and takes cash, you are left out in the cold. Wow, he's even somewhat chastising the regulators about the overlooking, I guess, stopping for dollars to pick up pennies, however the old saying goes. Apparently, Gene Simmons well aware of the taxation possibilities available. Maybe somebody should put him in charge of the IRS or something. Top of the crypto department over there. Gene Simmons apparently pretty familiar with how all this works. Let's see here. He disclosed to be holding an unspecified amount of Ethereum. He purchased at $900, and he was confident that Bitcoin would regain April's ground, blah, blah, blah. By beginning of 2022, we should be at 55 to 60,000, so I'm all in. I'm putting more in when there was a big dip.
I think this is enough from Gene Simmons.
I think so, too. I certainly would think so as well. Gene Simmons,
for your great wisdom.
An overnight TA expert, another pundit in the space, predicting a 55, 60K Bitcoin imminent. Go figure. All right. Quickly update the Poly hack, the $600 million super heist. Here's a little bit of an update today. The hacker involved in one of the biggest decentralized DeFi exploits in history is copying to the heist and returning more than $500 million. Yeah, we kind of covered this. Let's see if there's any new developments here.
What day was this published?
13th.
Is this
13th today. I just want to see if there's any new developments. Yes, guys, we mostly covered this story. Let's see here. He's now being dubbed Mr. White Hat. He announced on Twitter your cross-chain recently hacked. Yes. So Poly says on Twitter that they're working with the thief to retrieve all lost funds in the recent attack. All right, we know a lot of this. Let's see. Poly Network says that all the funds have yet to be returned, but the team is communicating with Mr. White Hat to, quote, receive the final key. All right. At the time of publishing, 342 million of stolen assets have been returned to the network. The remaining lost funds are still worth about $268 million on the Ethereum network. Poly Network begins to gather lost funds. All right, the thief told in an interview that he did it for fun. Cross-chain, yeah, we kind of covered more or less the same information. This is really a rehash. I thought there'd be something new to this, but apparently not a lot, except for Poly Network saying today that they're communicating with the White Hat to receive the final key. Curious what they mean about this final key business. Do they not want the funds just transferred back? They want him to send the keys to a wallet. Nonetheless, this saga seems to ending at least relatively happily. All right, couple more quick stories this Friday afternoon, guys. Dogecoin Festival has a big name headliner. Will Elon Musk attend? Alex, have you heard about this Dogecoin Festival? It's
Thankfully, no. I
yeah.
had managed to avoid news of it.
Me neither. It's the Dogecoin version of Lollapalooza, and it's set to take place this October. Huh. According to a recent report by British pop culture website NME, soul legend Dionne Warwick, never heard of this soul legend, is going to go headline at the Dojapalooza music festival specifically devoted to the meme cryptocurrency Dogecoin. The first of its kind event is going to take place, I was wondering where this was, Sugarland, Texas on October 9th. Get your tickets now, I guess. But to find out, Warwick, known as the most charted female vocalist of all time, seems to be excited, blah, blah, blah. Proceeds of the festival will be donated to various charities. Well-known record producer, blah, blah, blah. Elon Musk going to appear. Is this really the story? Let's see here. Dogecoin's biggest cheerleader is being petitioned to come along.
I don't care. Who's funding it? Elon Musk.
Sounds fun. Techno King. Yeah, not a lot here. Guys, I'd have to dig a little deeper to answer that question. I do, too, wonder who's funding it. It's not cheap to put this on. Is this just a collective action of the Dogecoin fans out there? Man, Dogecoin, a real cultural mainstay. Not too much info besides that, but if anybody makes their way to Texas for Doge Fest, let us know how much fun you have. All right.
Gritzing, Joe Mama said the Doge pump has me feeling hesitant about the broader market here. Why? I mean, if you think about it, that just means that's confirmation that the bull market is back on. If it was a bear market, meme coins are not going to receive any attention, right?
I suppose, indeed, yeah. Let's have a look. Yeah, Doge, I guess, following in Bitcoin's footsteps today, up 5%. Yes,
Yeah,
Doge.
it's like broken resistance to me.
Yeah, these were over this level here, certainly. We'll take a deeper look at Doge in just a couple of minutes, potentially. Let me see if there's anything else I need to cover here. What time is it? Is it 1:30 yet? No, 1:22. I do have to wrap the news up, guys. I will, of course, be leaving all news links in the description on YouTube below. Do check this out. Including this story here from Forbes. Are NFTs the new Napster? This time the music industry isn't taking any chances. All right, so this Forbes piece talks about NFTs, how they relate to the music industry, and, of course, the industry racing to avoid the same mistakes that nearly killed it 20 years ago. A cool read, especially if... if you're old enough, it's hard to believe I'm saying this. If you're old enough to remember the halcyon days of Napster, music sharing, the early days of music sharing, the early days of internet piracy, those were the days. Limp Bizkit et al. You guys remember all that? Alex, you remember that point in time?
I do. I use Napster. I use Kazaa. I use LimeWire.
Oh boy.
I don't know if you guys know this, but SoulSeek, which is one of the final things that came out in like 2003, 2004, SoulSeek is still active. You can still go get any music MP3 you want off of SoulSeek right now.
That's
totally free, unencumbered with ads. It's perfect. It's what we always wanted, except it's like 15 years too late.
Indeed.
But everything is there. Everything is there.
Well, I'm partial to music streaming services, guys, and of course, I'm not advocating any kind of piracy around here. But times have changed, and hopefully, the music industry doesn't make the same mistakes during this technological revolution as it did during the past. Be sure to check out this piece from Forbes. I'll have linked below. Let's see here. KPMG audit firm says significant amount of money moving into blockchain. in the first half of 2021. All right, so this basically talks about the institutions pumped our bags in the early part of the year, about what you expected, seeing we did push through $1 trillion and then $2 trillion market cap. All right, and finally, this is one other item I'm going to leave in the description below. Alex linked this in the News Pulse Premium earlier today. If you also want to check out the link there, here's a piece from DAP Radar, Blockchain User Behavior Report, and effective into NFTs. Yeah, another article today concerning NFTs, guys. Another one worthy of your read from DAP Radar. Again, I'm kind of out of time for the news, so I'm just going to leave the link below. Do check this piece out, Blockchain User Behavioral Report. All right, enough long talk. Let's go ahead and get into the next piece, shall we? Going to be look at the bubbles, what's going on in the alt space today. Bitcoin, we know, of course, had a bit of an update, and alts, well, alts are doing really good. It's a day of double-digit gains across some of your favorites. Let's see, biggest gainer apparently according to Bubbles, QTUM. Yes, Quantum, QTUM, depending how you call it. It's up nearly 20%. Cardano ahead of the smart contract, sorry, ahead of the update, which will supposedly unlock full smart contract functionality over on Cardano. Yes.
Yeah. We'll
yes,
see.
all that chili. I don't know. This is Cardano.
We'll see. I mean, Cardano's been around for 4 years, and they still don't have smart contract functionality. There's like 8 other blockchains you can use right now.
In all fairness to Cardano, they just moved into, I think, the number 3 spot on CoinMarketCap. I think they displaced XRP, BNB, USDT. Yes, I think they're officially number 3 on CoinMarketCap. I can check to verify in a minute if you guys want, but yes, ADA. For some reason it's a crypto, one of the project, one blockchain that I never particularly got into. I don't hold any ADA.
It's going to be a Zelda news event. Smart contracts are going to come out, and then that's going to be it.
Yes, or on the flip side, we might have another Ethereum style renaissance, kind of like the way Binance Smart Chain became a thriving platform for all types of you know, it's kind of like the ICO craze kind of relived its glory on BSC. Will we see something similar on ADA? Will ADA see a major a major speculative, major excitement period as the smart contracts go live, and a lot of maybe even existing ideas and projects get ported over ADA to be tried again? Well, guess we'll see. That's 2 different takes on the matter. But beyond that, yes, we got Digibyte also up nearly 20%. Man, Digibyte is back with a vengeance. This was meme coins before meme coin was even a thing. Waves up 13%. We have Maker also up nearly 13%. Synthetics up nearly 14%, and a slew of single-digit gainers. It's roughly a sea of green out here, except for IOTX. IOTX is way up on the week, so today is a bit of a profit-taking day on IOTX. Feels good, feels green, feels up.
Yeah, I mean, IOTX has been up for several days. Who's going to give back some of those gains?
Indeed. I still think it's up like 300% on the week, so there's that volatility in the crypto markets, unparalleled. All right, there was your brief look at the bubbles. Let's go ahead and hop into the live chat. Let's see who's with us this Friday afternoon. Of course, the Kraken Crypto audience, world famous for their loyalty. Let's have a look here. We got Daniel with us first in the chat as always. You guys are always so quick to comment as soon as the show gets live and scheduled. Excuse me.
Are you okay, buddy? Do you need some water?
Yeah, I just got to clear my throat some more. Excuse me.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
What can I say? I don't have the voice for broadcast, or at least the clarity of one's esophagus or whatever.
Well, you may not have a voice for radio, but you sure have a face for radio.
Well, I thank you, Alex. Thank you so much. I do appreciate all that. Yes, Ron Legato, big shout outs to you as well. Prophet Bear says, I'm out here. What up, CC fam? Yes, what up to you, Prophet Bear? It's good to have you back on the show. Dark Rico, happy weekend all. Big shout outs to Dark Rico. B-Flow, what up, cuz? What up, my man? B-Flow, Knit and Soki on YouTube. Hi, guys. We'd love to hear on the market jump today. Yeah, Alex will certainly be dissecting the latest move in just a minute. Taz Blitz, good evening, peeps. Shoutouts to Taz. Jag077, he says, my portfolio not looking shabby. Indeed. Today's a good day. Knit and Soki, did you see this as a jump or a trap? Well, hang tight, but I do feel this whole thing is part of a bullish continuation. Polly B, happy Friday, people. Shoutouts to Polly B. Righteous Reject joins us on YouTube. Welcome back to the show, Righteous Reject. They write drop or pop, question mark, levels are good. Yes, the drop or pop. Thank you on the audio level feedback. It's, I'm sure it's the question on the top of everyone's mind. Are we going up? Are we going down? Ask about my wiener, the wiener dog, DLive user. What's up, guys? And I see your request. Hang tight. Bricks with a request as well. Dragon Ball, DBALL. Is that a Dragon Ball related token on PancakeSwap? That's interesting.
It's a play to earn. It's a new play to earn game. Think like Axie, but with Dragon Ball Z characters.
Wonder if it's officially licensed. Kind of cool.
It's probably not.
Probably not. Yep. B-Flow, haha. And then he responds with, I lost my keys on the boating trip. Yes. Is Gene Simmons going to invoke all the known crypto tropes, including the lost it in the boating accident? He seems to have.
That's the #1 tax tip, right, guys? Be sure to take your Bitcoin boating.
Yeah. All right, Joe Mama joins us on DLive. Doge Pump has me feeling hesitant on the broader market. Alex mentioned that comment earlier because the junk rallies last. Maybe. I mean, I think
he's probably making fun of me.
Meme coins went ape at last market high. Indeed. Adam joins us on YouTube. What's up, fellas? Shoutouts to Adam. Rolo Maximus on DLive. Good morning, my American friends. Yes, my good friend, Rolo Maximus. Thank you, Alex, for your great call on KDA. Alex, you made a call on Caderna?
I do think someone asked me about it. We can look at it again. I don't.
Not an official trade.
I do so many chart requests. I'll be honest. I don't remember what my call was, but I will believe that it was awesome. So.
Yes. I wasn't sure if it was a signal or just a call on the show, but apparently it was just a call on the show, and Royal Maximus is truly grateful. Alex setting them up. You guys knock them out. Alex1233 on DLive. What's up, Adam on YouTube? Indeed. Polly B requesting NKN. We'll take a look at that in just a few minutes. Polly B. Let's get a couple more. We're almost at the bottom here. Daniel, the first 3 should get lifetime mentorship, I think is what you meant to write here. The first 3. Who's the first 3? Oh, the first 3 in the live chat. I can see why Daniel would want that. Adam, price is really consolidating under this 46.5K resistance. Sure is. Ain't life that little bit better with a bit of green? It certainly is. Ask David Rice about that. Rolo Maximus, it was a chart request, but thank you. All right. What was a chart? Oh, yes, it was a chart request. That's what he means. Yes, it certainly was. I'm glad to hear that all our request line isn't just vain. You guys are actually taking some of the feedback and inputting it into your trading strategy. Hopefully not haphazardly or too discretionarily, guys, but we do love helping you out as best we can. This is, of course, the home of dedicated and very seasoned crypto traders. All right. Enough of that. We've looked at the live chat. It's time to get into the main event. Technical analysis comes your way right now. Alex has already gone live. Brilliant. What's this? A DM here waiting from Jason. I gotta see what Jason sent to me. In the meantime, connected over.
FYI, there's a NFT pre-sale I need to hit at 2:30, so we may need to switch the screen, but
no problem. Just let me know when you got a dip, and we'll switch out scenes for a few minutes while you handle your business. These NFTs cannot be slept on. You got to strike while the iron's hot.
It's a community pre-sale. You know, these things are actually really cool. So.
Gotcha.
But NFTs are not what we do here at Kraken Crypto, so I do not want to mix the two.
Certainly wouldn't want to do that. All right, so we are looking at the BTC USD chart on BitMEX 4-hour. Looks like we're all synced up, guys. Alex is going to take over for a little bit. He will do his daily or tea leave reading of the markets, and I'll be collecting.
Thank you. You're too kind.
I'll be checking the requests in the live chat. Drop those below. In the meantime, I'll be back.
I've been looking at this from a few different angles here, because we really are just still kind of pushing up into resistance today. We haven't, in a lot of ways, we haven't yet conquered resistance. If you look on even lower time frames here, let's see, we're just tip-tapping at it right now. We don't have any significant closes on the other side of resistance yet. But I feel optimistic here. If we look at higher time frames, some of our TA at least is showing this as an area where we could flip support and resistance, and we may have already done that here. See, these were resistance levels that we had been eyeing. Conquer it, pull back into it, and now we're using resistance as support on both. Yeah, these were areas that we were previously eyeing on both Coinbase and on Bybit. So yeah, we're not quite out of the woods yet, but I feel optimistic that we can at least try and peg 50K here. Maybe we pull back again. We are kind of extended here. Although I'll say this, our baseline is keeping up with us. We're not super overextended from the baseline. Man, look at this. Look at this whole 60 just take off here. And that's I mean, that's some confidence inducement right here. We still haven't even really retested below this moving average, let alone have we fallen below it. Would we be looking to short Bitcoin at all, right? So we're still like days from even really considering getting bearish. Right now things just look good here. We've broken out of the downtrend, potentially having retested it. It would really depend on how you want to draw the line. Yeah, I feel kind of bullish here. Let's take a look at Ethereum. This is like right up against resistance still. But we are closing back above it. All right, we can redraw this. This makes sense. So we hold the uptrend here, threatening to break it. This had been the resistance we were eyeing. See, push, 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 fake out, break above, we break down. But now we're back above it and holding it. So this is still bullish here for us. I think I'd still like to see us, one more push up into resistance here. 50K on Bitcoin, 3,500 on Ethereum. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's really all I have to say here about Ethereum. I'm interested to see what happens after 3,400, 3,500 breaks. I'd want to see us retest the highs, maybe retouch 4K. Mm. Okay. Let's see here. If the markets are up this much, what happened? You guessed it, guys. Dollar down. This is phenomenal. This is just what we wanted. And sort of what we were looking for. Just a little quicker and more violently than we had been expecting. This is fantastic news for us. With the dollar rejecting from NATGAS, we can be reasonably assured that we're going to continue moving back here. And ultimately, that should give crypto more room to breathe with the dollar falling. If the dollar is down this much, then I think we can expect traditionals to also be pumping today. Let's take a look.
Yeah, Adam writes in the live chat, the price action resembling the SOS phase more closely today.
It is resembling the SOS phase more closely today. Do you guys want to pull that out again? Let's take a look at that. We were just looking at this yesterday. What if... Here we go. Let's see, we didn't actually even break below this. We're holding the uptrend here, right? That we have drawn out. Well, it certainly is a sign of strength to me at this time. I really thought we were going to get a little bit more sideways here. We'll see what happens. This is the volume we're looking to peg at 50K right here, this area. All right. What was I looking at? Oh, yeah. So if the dollar is down that much, traditionals must just be booming today. It's gotta be. The dollar's down 0.5%. Let's take a look. Well, that's a little underwhelming. You know what? This is still positive. We gapped up, we traded down. This is something that we've seen a lot of in the markets. It moves overnight on institutional plays, and then it trades down over the course of the day. We still have a lot of support below us, so we're not too concerned at this time. It's targeting 36.7 based on a measured move break of this resistance area, and whatever you want to call this structure here. Okay, well, surely the NASDAQ must be killing it today then. Okay. NASDAQ did have a strong day, but we're still at resistance here. Whoops. There we go. Sorry, guys. That was one of the places I'm yield farming right now. Yeah, we're right at resistance on the NASDAQ. This is ostensibly a little bit more bullish. We're crossed up here on our oscillator. We'll probably get that cross at the end of today, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that get faded and have us break down here. We're still trading on the other side of this this broken ascending wedge here, right underneath our moving average, and this is pretty rough. Yeah. All right. Well, SPY has to be up too. Okay. SPY continuing to move upwards. Gapped up, trading up today. Will it ever stop? Jeez. Jeez Louise. And it's not a bad monthly candle right now. And it's just straight up price discovery. Volume in this area is kind of interesting though. I want to look at commodities and stuff today. Let's do that. Oops. I don't want to do that. Platinum up today. We're still inside of resistance. I still think we can reject from this area and fall into the waiting arms of liquidity down here below us. That being said, we have broken this downtrend right here. We'll see. If we can reclaim 1050, then I'd be willing to go long platinum here again. But until then, not super excited by it. Ooh, maybe I'm gonna have to eat crow here on palladium. This is interesting. This is breaking our downtrend today. We'll see how today closes. What's this look like on the weekly? There's some decent volume up here. We can still bounce up to 2,800. We can deposit some more volume at resistance and then still move down here as we have, as our tea leaves as shown, as Jack likes to say. Ooh. Oh. Silver kind of looks like it's bouncing off of support here. Yeah, at this point, I think we can wander back up to retest support resistance. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. It's out of my way. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. So many stuff here on the screen, I can't even see it. The volume up here is just so interesting. If we close the week like this, this is bullish. This is kind of a pin bar, as price action traders would call it. This looks like we just kind of slammed down into an area of support slash liquidity slash whatever you want to call it. Buyers were waiting in this area, and we've seen a lot of absorption here. So this is interesting. I previously had this drawn as kind of a symmetrical structure where we move up here and then we come all the way back down to retest this area of this kind of sideways ranging channel. Yeah, at this time, I'm not interested in shorting silver anymore like I was all the way up here, where I was, I was saying for weeks, screaming short silver. And we could swing back up towards the point of control at this point. What I tell you. So this was an area that we had previously been eyeing because we had come all the way back down into the liquidity of the lows. You can see we did a little bit of accumulation here, took off, and we come all the way back down and put this huge wick down into liquidity. Why is it a huge wick? Because all the area below the wick, buyers bought that all the way back up to here by the end of the day. Buyers were happy for it at that price, right? So this is a nice low risk opportunity where if we were to buy in this area and we were wrong, which happens all the time in the markets, we buy in this area and we're wrong, we get faded for whatever reason, we just get out down here. We see there's a new low, and we realized that our trade was invalidated, and that's our sign to get out. So, you know, this is not necessarily as if I'm, again, not predicting the future here, but this is a low risk opportunity for a high reward. So if you longed this spot, which I thought was an obvious longing opportunity, then well, you're probably in profits right now. I'd be holding that gold long. I think I might be willing to take that back up. It's kind of an interesting spot to be long from all the way down here. Well, down here. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Brent crude oil doing the thing, starting to break down from this resistance level that we've been eyeing. I think your short may just be good, Philly. Keep holding on to that. Keep holding on to that. That oil short. Right now, this is bearish. As long as we remain under 72.50, we break back above that level, I'd be a little wary then. This will be maybe. Yeah. We don't want to get caught out holding this, and then we break the downtrend and we're still holding it. So be a little loose from it, but I still like this spot to be short from. I still feel like we've turned support back into, like, resistance into support, back into resistance here. I kind of like that. Corn, you know it, I know it. This is going upwards. We're just waiting for reality to confirm it. Maybe I have this, maybe I've drawn this too tightly. Maybe this is actually the trend. I don't know. I still really like this consolidation at the lows right here. This to me is more bullish than it is bearish. Okay, I will admit, perhaps I had originally drawn the line incorrectly. Maybe it was just a little bit too tight. But I still feel like this is a longing opportunity on corn. If we make a new low below 570, then this invalidated. We'll see what happens. Natural gas, we don't want it below $4. If it's below $4, it's back below resistance, then it's bearish, and it's starting to fall below our more parabolic trend. So natural gas really did kind of step on the gas here for a second, didn't it? So here you can see natural gas got more and more parabolic over the course of this year. From April to May, we had one trend line, and then we got a new trend line from May to June. By July, we formed an even more parabolic trend line that we held in August, and we broke down from yesterday. So we could move back up to retest $4 from below. I would view that as an opportunity to get out of this long that we took back here on the break. Ooh. Soybeans, what are you doing? You're supposed to be breaking down here. Well, I still think we need to break down on soybeans, but at this point, if we don't go down, we must go up. So there's an opportunity for us to retest the liquidity of resistance up here. Sugar still going strong. This one is a banger. Keep holding on to sugar. It's gonna be a nice long here. 20 cents, or excuse me, 20.5 cents. 20.6 is really our first take profit area. but I think you should be aiming for 23 cents. I would like to see it retest the top of this range. I love it, guys. TA just works on every damn market, you know? I'm not even a commodities trader, but we all saw this breakout in sugar coming a mile away for a couple weeks. We've been eyeing this. It didn't take a rocket scientist to do this stuff. Wheat getting follow through today. Holding our uptrend. We were talking about this yesterday. Wheat looks good for a continuation here. It looks very strong. If we close today over 750, 755, actually, I'll tell you what. If we close today over 740, really, just this entire area, that's strength. This is strength. And I would be targeting $9 and $10 next. Those were our two areas, right? That's what we had eyed. Yeah, $9, $10. Very good resistance areas to be eyeing here. Let's look at the monthly again. We were very interested. Yeah, we're even crossing up here on the monthly. This is a strong chart. Maybe we're even doing ourselves a disservice for eyeing $10. Is there going to be some kind of food crunch later this year? This is a little crazy. That's a strong chart. Well, we will give this month chance to close lower. Maybe it'll just be a wick, right? Maybe I'm wrong about how bullish things are here. But man, you have to wonder if the prices of wheat are going to go through the roof, if they're going to increase 25, 30% over the next year, over like the rest of the year, because this is like the end of 2021 right here. We can put some real damage over the next couple of months. What could cause that? Well, during the fall, that's... Well, I mean, let's think about it. Let's think about it rationally. Fall is when the wheat is supposed to be coming to market, right? Summer's when it grows. Fall, it's planted in the spring, grows in the summer, and then you harvest it in the fall, right? That's how crops work. So if we're getting this wind up during the summer, then maybe there's going to be a shitty harvest this year. Presumably, people with inside knowledge would know that.
Polly B on DLive pointing out that lots of crop failures this year. Certainly this seems to be the case. And Franklin MC on DLive writes, food shortages due to supply chain issues. Hopefully that's not what's looming.
Yeah, the food shortages we would see more in retail pricing than we would in wheat prices, because this is like base commodity price. This is what a producer goes out to buy. But you know, I do see your point, because you know, shipping affects the prices of everything. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's going to be transportation issues. I see your point. Well, anyway, I know this isn't like our usual fare, but hey, listen, you know, the charts are the charts, the markets are the markets, and you know, I think this is interesting stuff. This is, I mean, guys, you got to eat, right? I think food prices are pretty important. Interesting stuff here. We want a monthly close that is much lower than this, but time transformation is really suggesting that's not going to happen here. This is a strong candle. We'd have to basically, this entire candle would have to get faded by the end of the month, just become a wick and close down. It could happen, but that would be quite a spectacle. Okay, that's enough on wheat. World markets. Australia, maybe blow off top? We'll see. Yeah, I mean, it's not, I don't know if I would count that strong enough to be a blow off top. But I can't believe we're starting to break this long-term resistance we've had from November of last year. Or are we just touching it? Maybe we're just touching it. I could draw this better. Is it log? Is it not log? Is it linear scale? Damn it. Well, these things are important. I'll tell you what. One thing that needs to happen is we need to pull back and retest resistance and support here. This volume right here. Volume in the highs right here. I think this needs to get retested. Okay. China remains under resistance, essentially consolidating a long-term consolidation area. Nothing really to report at this time. We haven't broken the downtrend. We haven't retested the lows. We could still break up here, but that's actually kind of a bullish retest. If we can hold this area as support, I don't see why China can't continue. I'd be willing to long China if we broke this downtrend right here. At the very least, we'd be clear up into the larger downtrend. So that would give you some. That could give you some room to make some profits off of that trade. So emerging markets could be interesting. France still going for it, kind of. Needs a little bit more momentum, but it's a good way to draw this trend. Maybe. This is why I almost never take targets just based off of a measured move. For instance, we saw the breakout here, and we were ready to. So we were, we hypothetically took this long. We're like, okay, we're above moving average. We're above this broken trend. We've retested this. We're willing to take this long, and a measured move for a descending broadening wedge is the previous high. But if you dumped your long there, then you missed out on an awful lot in this spot. It's good to have other sort of TA, or maybe something more indicator based to really give you an idea of where you should be exiting. Hong Kong is still below resistance. Not interested in this yet. It's got to be time to long, right? 2 days ago was confirmed new high. Yesterday we had a pullback. If we can close this week above 71.50, I think we can move up to retest the highs. India still moving up despite my bearishness all last month. I was very bearish on India. But look at all these wicks now, right? It looks just like absorption. I see continued upside for India here. Wow, what a great candle today. Yeah, I'd have to be a fool to say anything else. Continued upside for India. Japan still below support. Nothing really for us to do. I think I'd still like to see a move all the way down to this area.
All right.
Interesting.
Not to cut you off, Alex, but we are about 10 minutes to go for the chest opening. We're about 5 minutes
All right.
after the hour. Whenever you're ready, we'll get into the request.
All right, let's do requests right now. This is good.
All
We're setting
right.
up.
We've taken a look at world markets. Not to rush Alex along, but it is Friday. We are going to be wrapping the show up in about 30 minutes. We got to knock out, well, the requests are coming in today. They are generous. Let's go ahead and get the first request on the board. Let's see if we can't knock out a good number of these. First request of the day comes in from, yes, the Wiener Dog user on DLive. They write, what's up, guys? Can we look at EOS, Cosmos, Theta? All right, let's give those a brief look.
EOS is right at resistance right now. This is an area we've kind of been eyeing as resistance support. Let's put it log back on. There we go. Let's see. So here, support, 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 support. Resistance last week, and then resistance yesterday too. Boom, boom. Right now, we're still kind of below that resistance, aren't we? It's kind of banging at it here. All right, so let's zoom out. Where are we getting this level of resistance from? Right here. This is previously long-term support. This is 475 essentially. Support here, back in May of 2019. Resistance in February of 2020. This area is essentially resistance again in February of this year. Support, and here we are, resistance again. So, to me, if this area breaks, I don't see why we can't take it all the way to $7. 725, 750, that general area. That's kind of like our next big resistance support area, right? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Very interesting looking structure, isn't it? Okay. Adam. Let's look at Adam next. But if this, for what it's worth, if this area of resistance holds for us and we don't break above it, we're definitely going to come down back towards 350 and maybe even take a stab at the point of control at $2.75, which will suck, but I expect it to hold. I mean, if we didn't go below this area in May of last year, I don't know why we would now. In March of last year. Adam. All right.
Cosmos, baby.
Well, we're holding over support here. Adam didn't have much of a dip compared to a lot of coins, did it? I'd be willing to take Adam back towards $18 at least. Kind of the top of, so here we see support, 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 resistance, resistance. So this is an area where price likes to hang out, and that's where I'd want to target here. So, because however you want to draw the downtrend, I think it's clear that we've broken it. So we want to remain bullish in this spot for Adam. And technically, we're even getting a continuation signal today. We're kind of loath to take it when time transformation's been so choppy, you know? We'll see. But I think it's worth targeting $18 here. What's next?
All right, final request for Mr. Wiener is going to be Theta.
Okay. See, This one I'm not super happy with. But we did break over the downtrend. I mean, I don't think I was. Here, let's turn on line mode. I don't wanna cheat on this line. We're cutting this really close. No, I'm not cheating on this line. See, touch, 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 break, right? Okay. I think we've got a break of the downtrend here, but I also I don't like how we seem to be kind of pushing just pushing into resistance here. I would be happier had we broken above it already. If we were to close above $7.50, then I would feel reasonably assured to take this higher. Whereas right now, while we're under the resistance of like 725, 750, I feel some discomfort. We haven't crossed back up here where we've got an exit signal right now, which we got yesterday. So maybe if we're like on a lower time frame, this trend is going to make less sense. If we could draw this differently, perhaps. I guess we could be really gracious and put this underneath our trend line. But then it looks like we're not projecting from it. It was a little bit of a fake out. Yeah, so I'm just not convinced yet on theta.
All right.
What's next?
There was a extensive look at repacker requests for Mr. Wiener of the DLive chat. I certainly hope we've earned your subscription from here. It's nice to have you coming through all the time. All right, enough of that. That's 3 requests crossed off the list. We are like 3 minutes to go, less than 3 minutes to go for the DLive chest opening. Stand by for that. Going to read a couple very quick comments here concerning what we were talking about earlier. B-Flow says, I work at a trucking company and suppliers. Even Tyson is behind on production and missing deadlines, and they are the suppliers. Ron Legato writes, I live in Minnesota and we're having a very bad drought. And
Okay.
yes, indeed,
Well,
guys.
then maybe okay. So corn bullish again. Well, corn was bullish by RTA. Wheat super fucking bullish. Sugar bullish as hell. The only thing that we had been like truly bearish on was soybeans, because soybeans was already up so much from last year that surely the suppliers must have stepped in to produce a lot this year. Do we know if there's going to be a bumper crop in soybeans? Does anybody got eyes on soybeans?
Not off the top of my head,
No, I'm
but
asking. I'm
rhetorically.
generally. I figured the audience has been weighing in. So, what do you guys think?
Yes, do let us know. But in the meantime, thank you for those comments. Let's go ahead and introduce the next request. This one's from Bricks with some more obscure requests. He's asking for the Dragon Ball, the DBALL token on Pancake Swap. So let's start with that.
Well, it's had quite a week, hasn't it? Hmm. arguably due for a pullback. So let's consider this a measured move. What would a measured move give us? Give us kind of like a, what's our ballpark figure here? Let's use this right here. Control C, Control V that. From the area of the breakdown. Well, I guess what we just really need to come down and retest this this previous consolidation area right here. And I guess if we did that, we would be fine. Whoops. Or maybe we like kind of already did that here with these two dips. Definitely keep an eye on our downtrend. What's next?
All right, going to introduce the next request, and then I'm going to go proceed to opening the lemon chest on DLive in about 60 seconds. Get ready, guys. That DLive chest distribution prompt coming your way very shortly. In the meantime, let's look at one more request for bricks. It's WG0, I think. WG0 on Uniswap. So you can card X for this one. It's either WG0 or WGO.
It's WG0.
WG0 it is. Livians, get ready.
I think this is ripe for continuation. I wish we could have gotten more of a pullback towards resistance here. But sellers seem to just be nowhere, right? Where are our sellers? Boom, boom, boom. There's no sellers, and price starts wandering upwards on no volume because there's no one to sell it. So this is kind of interesting. Oh, this is Wrap Gen 0. Okay, I see what these are. So these are wrapped Gen 0 crypto kitties. So you guys can buy crypto kitties off of Uniswap. They're all wrapped up, and you can unwrap them. Oh, what's next?
Ah, that's what that is. All right, wrapped Gen 0 crypto kitties. Crypto kitty craze when it first landed. That was the first major failure on Ethereum. Nothing clogged the network in the early days. Craze. In the very briefly now. Quickly shout out today's big winner. Somehow I took the top spot. I guess it's only appropriate how many lemons I've given away. Taz Blitz, though, coming up right behind me with 77 lemons. Any word. PDD 63. And Rollo Maximus rounding up the top 5. Thank you to everybody who played the game today. All right. Enough of the lemons. Let's go ahead and get into the next request. Shoutouts to Bricks for that one. Let's look at Polly B's request next. Polly B writes, possible targets for NKN on longer time frames. All right, let's look at NKN. Take profits on high time frame.
Okay. Well, the first place we've been eyeing is 55.60 cents. That being said, we are right at the resistance of this trading range. So you guys know me. I'm usually take profits first and ask questions later. I think I would love to see us take profits at the edge of this trading range and then come all the way back down and retest the bottom here. Trade sideways more. This volume down here is still unretested. This is kind of interesting volume. Could it be? Retest resistance, rejection. One more big low for the markets, guys. What do you think? Could it happen? Why can't I find these things? Use these tools every day. How do I write text? I'll find it. Here we go. What's next?
All right, there was a look at NKN for Poly B. Hopefully that covered that one. Let's go ahead and get into the next request. Very briefly shouting out In My Mind MF, just in the live chat, rating howdy y'all. Welcome back to the show, In My Mind. In the meantime, let's go look at the next request. It's for Nit and Soki over on YouTube. I'd love to check out EGLD and Litecoin.
EGLD is right at the resistance level we have marked out and right at the local point of control. Well, we still have the daily uptrend holding, but we've broken the lower time frame trend, so I think we could pull back just a little bit here on EGLD. But if the markets keep moving, then I think I would like to see us come up into the rest of this trading range. Because we have kind of broken into this trading range here, right? So you see support, resistance, we're above that area, so we're no longer in this trading range down here. We're in this trading range up here. All right, so pullback, retest support, resistance to support, move up more. We'll see, but nonetheless, you know, for my taste, if you just bought here and you held to this area, that's a great trade, and that trend is kind of broken right now. We'll see what happens. What's next?
Litecoin's up next.
I think Litecoin Bitcoin is the interesting chart here. So here, Litecoin Bitcoin retests the lows from March of earlier this year, comes up off those lows after breaking the downtrend. We get a weekly time transformation buy signal this week. I think it makes sense to be long Litecoin in this area. Look at that. Look at that. You buy here when Litecoin is priced very low against Bitcoin. And if you're wrong, you get out. If Litecoin breaks back down and it starts making new lows, you're like, man, Alex, that guy's only right like half the time. He's basically guessing. What does he even do? So you say that to yourself, and then you dump your Litecoin, and then, you know, you tell me to fuck off. But this area is just such a strong, low risk, high reward opportunity, right? If you're right that Litecoin is going up here, it's just like all up, right? It's like all upside on Litecoin. We do have a little bit more room to move down here. If you look all the way back in time, back in 2017, we'd make a little bit more of a lower low here against Bitcoin. We went all the way down to like 3,000 sats. Excuse me, that's 300,000 sats. Anyway, I like this spot. I like it, and I think it makes sense. It's not a bad place to be holding Litecoin against Bitcoin. What's next?
All right.
Actually, in like 2 or 3 minutes, I definitely need to like switch screens.
All right. Alex will have to dip in a couple of minutes. He might still be with us on the line, but we'll have to switch screens, guys. In the meantime, quickly, let's look at the next request. It's Raven for Jag077 on DLive. What do you think about Raven, he asks. Well, we don't probably have too much of a fundamental opinion on Raven, but let's give the chart a look.
Oh, what a big week for Raven Bitcoin. This chart says that there could be way more upside here on Raven Bitcoin. I would try and score this on a pullback. I would look for this to pull back towards 250 sats and retest this support resistance area. So support, resistance, just complete break here. Let's retest this as support. Let's just make sure, right? But this looks strong, and I think on the weekly at least, I would wait for that pullback towards this area right here. So support, resistance, down here, maybe even just down here. Just don't be a buyer up here, and try and score it a little lower, and then I think I'd be willing to take that long here. This is a strong chart. What's next?
Yep, Raven certainly coming online and into its own following the Ethereum hard fork. It's no coincidence. I mean, this is ripe speculation, but I think it has a lot to do with Raven's proof of work algo being very similar to Ethereum's, and now that Ethereum is sort of cutting the miners out a bit more as it moves toward 2.0. Raven seems to be the big beneficiary of some of the Ethereum activity. With that said, let's go ahead. Look at the next request. We've got Zcash here for We Fix Phones, Orlando Park. Please take a look at Zcash. Yeah, this user came back. He joined us late on yesterday's show. We couldn't get to your request yesterday, but Cash is next. Alex, don't forget, you got to watch the time.
Yep. This reminds me of EOS's chart. This long-term consolidation here. We take off at the alt season beginning of this year, come back down to retest resistance as support. This is strong to me. We're back in this trading range, so I'm willing to take this to at least $175. After that, we'll see. Got another resistance level at 150. But either way, there's just still plenty of room to move up here. I say, Zach is looking long and strong right now.
All right, well, there was a look at Zcash for Orlando Park here in the YouTube chat. Let's read the next request. And Soki, Alex, do you see a trade at this time on Ethereum or wait for a pullback? I imagine that answer was largely question was largely answered during your analysis of ETH. What do you think?
I don't see a trade yet on Ethereum. If we break 3,500 super hard, then maybe I'd be willing to long Ethereum again. But I just can't help but feel that we're buying in a little late into this trend. Let's see what happens in this area. Like if you're not long Ethereum yet, I don't think it'll harm you to wait just a little bit and get confirmation. If we get just like this banger candle here, then because we're kind of consolidating right below resistance right now, so maybe that means we're going to break it, maybe it doesn't, I don't really know. But if we get a big strong candle, then you just kind of wait for the pullback the day after that candle, which almost always happens. Get in that day, and then you can be just kind of confident at least that your entry will be heavily defended. What's next?
All right, brilliant. Thank you for that additional look at Ethereum today's show. And let's get into one of the last requests of the day, guys. Gonna fit in as many of these as we still can. Boris Bitcoin, happy Friday, all. Can I request a look at Balancer?
I mean, this just kind of looks like every other chart we've looked at. I think you can definitely take this up to at least $35, $36. There's some nice volume up in this area. It's a support and resistance level. So I would look to take it there. But again, it just doesn't look that different from everything else. Breaking above resistance, that's good. You know what, this could be a good continuation signal. Just because it's just now breaking above this resistance level. Okay, you got to change screens.
Yes, sir. Let's hop into. All right. Excuse me, guys. We are gonna slightly change up the screen here as Alex gets a moment of privacy. And we begin to wind down the show. Thanks everybody kicking it with us. When Alex returns, I'll try to squeeze in the latter half of Boris Bitcoin's request. Beyond that, the blacked out screen for just a minute, guys. All right, remaining requests still on the board. We have QTUM for Crypto Cats and Root, GRT, and ICP for X Windor. Have a MERP, MERP for Royal Maximus, and Vitae. Eat for Carls. Let's give Alex a moment to complete his business.
Yes.
As always, we want to maintain some privacy over one's holdings in this space. I would advise all you do the same. All right, what else do we have here? Eflo asks, what happened to Jamook? Well, Jamook probably got jamooked. You know what I mean? The bobbies came over and probably took him away. Told you guys, always play by the rules. Always pay your taxes. Jamook, rest in peace. Beeflo asks, when you gonna let us in on the hot drop? Ah, yes, I'm sure everyone very curious in live chat. Alex, what is this?
I mean,
What's
if you
your
guys want, it's the incognito drop.
incognito? All right, let's
It, I guess you guys can switch to my screen if you want.
no, no,
I
no,
mean,
no.
I don't want to encourage you guys to buy something. This is not that kind of show.
Precisely. Let's go
Yeah.
incognito NFT and let's put it up on the screen for our users. For Twitter. Is this their official website? Yep, this is it. Incognito icon project created by NFT collectors, artists, and professionals. The goal of bringing some unique and special to the NFT community. 10,000 randomly generated unique characters living on the Ethereum blockchain. Randomly generated characters. I guess here's one example on the right. Honestly, this looks like something. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Player Unknown Battleground, PUBG. I swear this looks
They
like a.
look pretty cool. You know, stuff that is way less cool looking are selling. I mean, that's pretty cool looking.
Indeed, yeah. This looks like a randomly generated character out of PUBG. Oh, here's some more black plastic.
Yeah. Anyway, I
Very
bought some.
cool. Very cool.
Today is the pre-sale.
Wow.
Members of the Discord know about it. It's not the official sale, so you can only buy one at a time right now.
Oh damn! Some of these dudes get look. Yo, this is the team. Check out their custom avatars. I like the swag. Oh man, this three in here. Man, this one right here. I want this.
Anyway, look, it's not that kind of show.
I know it's not kind of
I
show.
don't want
Look,
to make
God,
it sound
yes,
like
guys.
anyway.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to hype you guys. This is, of course, no. This is, extremely high risk. NFTs are highly speculative. This is
Yes.
merely.
There's no liquidity. If no one wants to buy it, it's just worth $0.
One
Don't forget
icon.
that, guys.
Yeah, understood. You can mint them. All right. Well then, looking at $200-300 for minting one of these babies right now. Not sure how much there are in fees. Alex.
Actually, gas wasn't that bad. It was like $50.
gentlemen, start your engines, but in all seriousness, do your own research, of course. And the NFT craze runs deep, as you can see, and as a consequence, it might be doomed to some kind of collapse. The speculative fervor will only last so damn long. I do caution you guys, use major risk management.
There's no such thing as risk management with NFTs.
Yeah, I guess there isn't. Just you know, buyer beware. Let's go ahead and get back. And Alex, I hope you can entertain maybe
do a couple chart requests.
Couple of requests. Thank you, Alex. Thank you for everyone bearing with us. The crypto market never sleeps. Sometimes the transactions need to be executed live on the show. All right, we're back here in the main scene. Go ahead and look at Boris Bitcoin. Second half of his request would be SECO on FTX. SECO USD. SECO.
I mean, it's every other chart we've looked at. We're above this kind of resistance-y area. I suppose I'd be willing to take it towards $9. I kind of like the volume right here. It's kind of support and resistance. I think that could make sense. I'm just not super excited by it.
All right. There is a look at Boris Bitcoin's 2 requests. Only a couple remain now. Crypto Cats, look at QTUM.
That could be a continuation signal worth taking. So support, break down, resistance, break above it. Really, this is all kind of now on the table because we've broken above this area. I'd be willing to take this towards like $16, $17. I kind of like resistance here, support here. Maybe this spot makes sense. God, that's a beautiful chart. I could have bought some QTUM when it was low. Jesus. Look at this nice long-term consolidation. Heavy resistance overhead here, right? Support. Maybe this area is the resistance. Maybe I have misjudged this. I guess I'm not sure. That's kind of interesting here. This is an interesting continuation signal. I'm not against it. I think we've just now broken above this resistance and support level right here. But when you look on long-term time frames, $13 is very strong. So I remain a little ambivalent for that reason. What's next?
All right, let's go ahead and get into the next request. Alex, I think you're willing to entertain maybe one more. Let's have a look. We have, let's pick out of the following: GRT ICP, Forex Windor, an MERP perp for Rolo Maximus or Day for Charismatic.
GRT is right at the resistance level we have marked out. This is right at the top of our trading range. It's kind of a wick into that area right now. I don't really want it here. We could consolidate sideways here before breaking up. That would be kind of the bullish case here. For now, while we're at resistance, I don't really want it. It's GRT and what?
ICP.
Well, we've broken the uptrend here, so I think we're at least going to pull back towards $54, $55. Yeah. So let's retest this area as support again. There's some interesting volume right here. And we'll see what happens after that. I would actually be kind of surprised if we came back down to the point of control here. This really seems like we've taken off here. You know, however you want to draw the downtrend here, we broke it. So you be ungracious, gracious, what have you. It doesn't really matter. We broke the downtrend. So, yeah. We're just kind of looking for retest of this area and then further upside, I think, on ICP.
All right, sounds like that's your look at Groot and ICP for X-Windor. I think that's it for today. I don't know how much more we can handle. We've already gone kind of 10 minutes overtime. Shoutouts to everybody who got a request in today.
Yeah.
With that said, Alex, so I went to the Incognito and NFT thing, and my man, yeah, the fee was astronomical.
Oh, well, that's because minting's over. They're only doing 1,700 out of the 10,000 for the pre-sale today, and they just ended it a minute ago. So yeah, right now you wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah. The fee currently, the mint one, was prompted to be around 6,500 in. Yeah. The mint's almost like what, two ETH in fees? What? Or was that including the total? Either way, made the whole thing outlandishly expensive. Alas, that's just how the NFT game seems to go. Kind of like that guy who sniped that CryptoPunk for a penny after paying about, what, 60 grand in fees to get the transaction put through. What a race, what a game. Unbelievable. I wonder if that's all a tax write-off. You know, how much you pay in fees? Wow. What a game. What a game. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you, everybody who kicked it with us this Friday afternoon. Once again, got another week under our belts. We'll be back next week, Monday. Another installment in the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Jason, where were you today? Hit us back up. Jason, of course, on the go today. He did message me. He apologizes for not being able to make it, but I'm sure he will be back for the Monday installment. And that's it, guys. Do check out Premium, premium.krakencryptocurrency.com for all our education materials, signals, community, so much more to be found at Premium. Not to mention, we also got Discord, discord.krakencryptocurrency.com for your #1 crypto trader community. I'd say all on Discord. Lot of other pump and dump and lousy groups out there. Do join the community for like-minded traders. We've got our eye on the prize. If you like what we do here, Discord is for you. All right. Not much more to add here. We're going to move to wrap. Final words to Alex.
Trade safely, guys. I think we're long biased for this weekend. I don't really see much weakness out there. I would just be sure that you are measuring against Bitcoin and against Ethereum for your alts, so that you're not choosing something that's underperforming. Okay?
Well said. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Shout out to Jose, Taz Blitz, all wishing us a good weekend. Yeah, you guys too. Same to the entire CC team, Crypto Bull, all our moderators, Dark Rico, Mr. Ether. Thank you, everybody. On Monday.